Welcome to the Flat Track Factory. Here in the shop today, I've got a box that just showed up, and I'm excited to tell you about what I have going on for 2022 bodywork wise. This is from Jack Warren at First Klass Glass up in Michigan. First Klass Glass is a bit of an icon in the sport. Jack's been doing this for decades, and people that have watched my channel know that I use his stuff exclusively. So the fun part to announce is First Klass Glass has come on as a 2022 sponsor. And I know what some of you may be thinking, well, oh, now you're shilling for people. And no, not really. And I'll put up some videos here of some of the stuff, my backup and other body work, what I use when I buy it myself. So I've reached a kind of a fun part of my racing career and in my day job career that I do this for fun now, and I use the stuff that is nice to work with and has quality to it. So what this channel has afforded me to do is be a little more visible, and I've gone to the people that make the products that I like, and I've talked about those for years here on the channel. You can look back through, and I've seen if some of them want to partner with me, and a couple have. So I'll continue to bring that to you and show you the products that I like to use and feature that a little bit. I'll unbox this stuff here and then tell you some of the features about it. Had some cool conversations with Jack about the particulars. He's very passionate about what he does, extremely passionate, and it shows. He's been doing this, like I said, well, I bought my first Klass Glass stuff when I was in high school, and that's been a while now. So let's jump in and take some of this out of the box and talk about it. Obviously, packing this stuff is key, and I never know when I buy Warren's stuff, is something in one of these things, or is this just a packing box? So, and we're trying some new to me, a new seat. The other seat pad that I've used, or I'm sorry, seat tail section I've used before is a different model. You see me cut the sides of it off. So, okay, sweet. So new fresh seat pad, some good stuff, and I'll put some close-ups up here probably. I like a nice crisp fresh sheet pad for that booty to grab a hold of something when things get exciting. I got a new tank, and he sends a tank sealer with each new tank. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And I think tail section's about ready to come out. This will be a little bit of a different tail section than what you've seen me do before, if you've watched back in my catalog. So yeah, first impressions. As always, the stuff that Jack makes is just, it's just so straight and consistent. And, he has very strong opinions about doing things in a certain way. And I find talking to him very enjoyable. He's a good cat with a lot of experience, and everything's in its place, and the place has a reason. So put a close-up of some of this up here now. Yeah, new section's got the not a new section, a newer section, I think, for Jack. It's just new to me in that it's already pre-cut out. So yeah, we'll take a look at that here, and then let's pull out the new gas tank. Yeah, it's a new Race Tech style of tank. Some great features. So let's take a look at these pieces in close-up detail. Give me just a moment here and let me tell you why I like these particular parts and how I set them up. So it's a brand new seat pad. I like a fresh seat pad every year. Just feels so nice and looks so racy. Makes me feel factory. One of the things that I do, and here's the old seat pad, is I don't bolt the seat to the tail section. I Velcro with industrial Velcro, and that way it can come on and off very quickly, and I've never had any problems with the seat moving. So that's a little bit different way that some people do that, and I'm definitely on board with that. So seat pad has got a fiberglass base, it looks like, and high density foam. Just a good looking seat with a really nice, I tried to do this once. I tried to have the seat recovered, And Jack does this great little cut back here to reduce the seat foam height. And he sent me the foam one time, and mine just looked, it was a disaster. So craftsman like Jack is, worth his weight in gold. All right, here's the tail section. Like I said, this is a newer design of his. As far as I know, it's certainly new to me. And first things first, Jack uses 10-ounce fiberglass woven cloth as his base material, not the chop strand matte stuff. It's more expensive to buy. It's way harder to work with, from what I'm told. I don't have the skills to do this, so I just have to ask people. It's about 5 times the cost of the chop strand mat to use this fiberglass woven cloth in a 10-ounce version. I guess it comes in a lot of different weights, and this is what Jack uses here. He has a reinforcement here. It's I think this is the reinforcement part, slightly raised here to give it a little more rigidity. And one of the cool things that Jack does, and this is a philosophical thing, I suppose you could get slightly lighter bodywork, but that stuff, the really light, thin stuff, it sits there and it does this, and it seems to break very easily. It can't take a bit of rubbing, since rubbing's racing, especially when I race with the AFT guys. Their level of aggression is just a little bit higher, and Jack's stuff holds up really well. So on this particular piece, he has this raised bead here. It's a kind of a new look for me, and I'm sure it adds some structural integrity. And also on the back side here, there's a slight lip here to gain some rigidity as well. Just really, really nice stuff. Right, this is the Race Tech style of tank. Now, a little bit of history. When I'm talking to Jack about some of these details, he wanted to do a lot of technical stuff, but I was curious. He's been doing this for 46 years. And he still races, by the way, and I think he's 80 years old now. So I asked him how he got involved in this, and he bought a Champion Frame 250. He told me back in about 1976 to go racing. He got a new tank and tail section, and I guess the first time he went to take the gas cap off or put it on, it broke through, just because the tank just wasn't made very well or very sturdy. So, I think Jack has really found a sweet spot between, having it thick enough and well built enough to actually withstand vibration and beating on it, and not being too heavy. I think at one time his stuff was a little bit heavier, and after some critiques by some of the pro guys, I won't drop the names here, but he lightened it up a little bit. It certainly hits the sweet spot for me. I really press aggressively with my right leg onto the tank, and I would be concerned about too light of a tank. Plus, one of these brakes, it's extremely difficult for a guy like me to fix it at the racetrack. So, that's reinforced in this area. I've never had one crack. He leak tests these in the build process, which takes about 3 days, he said, by building the two halves and molding them together and then cutting out all of the sides. I mean, it's extremely labor intensive from talking to him over the years, and of course, trying to do a little bit of fiberglass work myself. You just discover what it takes to be a true craftsman like this. So that's just a little bit of a tour of some of his stuff, and we're going to get this up to another sponsor and see if we can get this wrapped in some fresh colors for 2022. First, Klass Glass will also send this gas tank sealer kit to get your tank extra sealed. He does pressure test them as is, and because he uses premium quality resins that are ethanol resistant, you can run just pump gas in it as is, from what he tells me, and this is just an added layer of protection. And of course, if you really want to get into the technical details and find out why he does exactly what he does, just ring him up. He's a real fun guy to talk to, and like I said, been doing this a long time, and definitely has, through experience, figured out, what to do and can explain why exactly he does it. Just quickly, there's a couple of other products that Jack makes that I wanted to tell you about. This is a poly tank or a plastic tank with a cover that goes on it. I've never used one of these before, but I know friends that have, and I think they're quite popular in that you have to deal with fiberglass issues. So I'm kind of learning exactly how this thing goes on there while we speak. I had to figure out how to do that so I didn't break it off camera. So it just kind of has a press fit on there. I guess you would drill it here and secure it, but you could do some fun stuff with this cover, I'll bet, and replace it pretty easily if you get dinged up. And then, yeah, I don't really know how he makes it, but this is a fun option if you like that style of tank. I think that's a pretty cool product he has. Here's Jack's fork guards. Jack has a ton of nice products in his catalog. These fork guards, kind of classic look. If you've got one of those racetracks that's loose and flies up in the air and tears your stuff up, these are a really nice slick option. Really nice and shiny plastic too. He just has a wide catalog full of calipers and all kinds of fun stuff, weird stuff that you wouldn't find otherwise. Really high density foam I use underneath the tank, and then fresh petcocks I use every year just to keep things in good order. So check out Jack. Big thanks to Jack Warren at Klass Glass for coming on with the Flat Track Factory to support us in 2022 with some great products, stuff that viewers know that I've been running on my own dime for decades. So thanks for giving me a chance to tell you about it. I'll put Klass Glass's contact information down in the description. I think you can find Jack Warren on Facebook, and his phone number is down there. I don't know that he really has an internet presence or a web page. He likes to pretend that he's not too technological savvy, but he's DMing me and texting me pictures and stuff like that. So maybe that's part of the brand. But I'd recommend if you need body work to check him out, and also other products, fork guards and knockoff wrenches and disc brakes and carriers and all kinds of stuff that I also was able to show you. So thanks for watching.